Alright, so in this tool, we'll try to learn the user interface of HP UFT, the latest version. If you're new to this tool, I'm taking you from the basic, very scratch, so it is easy for you to understand. So first thing, I'll just double click on the shortcut icon on the desktop which I have, and you'll be getting a dialog box. What this dialog box says is, you don't have a license version, you have a trial version. This trial version will work for 60 days. If you see, the software license in use will expire in 60 days period. Do you want to continue this? So you have to select this continue option. If you have the license key, you can select this option as install license. If you do not have, if you want to test with this sample application, or you can say the trial version, you can simply click on this continue button. Now when you click on this continue button, you'll be getting a dialog box. Before you start the application UFT, you have to load the add-ins which are given. Suppose if you want to test any web-based application, yahoo.com, gmail.com, or you can say as facebook.com, anything, those websites. So you can use this option as web add-in. You don't have to select the other add-ins. You don't have to load it, because for loading add-ins, it takes a lot of time, or you can say as it takes space, and the size of the file also will become heavy. Suppose if you're trying to test any mobile-based application, you can select this mobile add-in. If you're trying to test any Visual Basic application, you can select this one. So right now what I'll do is I'll select this WPF, I'll select Web, Visual Basic, Mobile, Java, few of this, and remaining add-ins I'll not select it. And I'll click on this OK button. So when you click on this OK button, you'll be getting the HP UFT user interface screen which you have. Now the user interface of newer version is very smart, very simple to understand, and the look and feel is also great in this place. Let's see how it comes now. Yeah, that's the screen which is given here, HP Unified Functional Testing. Now, what are the different elements which are present on the screen? Let us try to understand. The very simple thing on the top, if you see, that's nothing but a menu bars which are given. Right now, there are total 7 menu bars which are given. And below those menu bars, if you see, there's a toolbar which is used to create a new project, or you can say you have to open a project, something related to, shortcut keys which you have. On the below that toolbar, if you see, there's a Solution Explorer which is given. Solution Explorer is a place where you have the collection of all the files. Inside all the files, you have different types of actions, objects, and etc. All these options will be stored in this Solution Explorer. So if I scroll at the bottom, this is a tab which is given. Next to that tab, I have a IT toolbox which is given as a toolbox here. Right now, there are no tools, therefore it is empty. So I have this Solution Explorer, I have the toolbox. So these are different tabs and different views which are available. Suppose at any point of time, this Solution Explorer get closed by default by mistake. So if I close this, how do I bring it back? So for that, you have to click on this view menu bar. And if you see, the first option is given as Solution Explorer. So if you click on that, again, it will come back. Same way for anything which gets closed by default, you can just bring it back. So same way, if you see, there's an output tab, there's an output pane, there's an active screen and data tab. So any tab, if it gets closed, you can bring it back by the same method. You have to go to the view menu bar and bring it back. Now, what is the meaning of these different tabs, why they are created? I'll not explain it right now, but when we proceed gradually for different examples, you'll come to know why it is used. What is the meaning of the Solution Explorer? What is the meaning of active screen, etc. So right now, simply understand these are different tabs. You can hide it or you can bring it by simply going to the view menu bar, and you can bring it back. These are also the shortcuts. If you're appearing for any competitive exams related to HP UFT, you can remember these shortcuts. Expect few questions related to shortcuts which will be coming there. Now, right now this is a start page which has come. It is not a new test page which is created. It's a start page. If you see, there's a recent test or components. Right now, since I have started from scratch, there are no recent components, totally blank. There are no recent solutions, which is totally blank again. If you see, that's completely blank. What is the new in UFT on the right hand side? If you see what's new in UFT, and second page, if you see, if you keep on scrolling, it says UFT license, ultimate license. And if you keep on scrolling again, some information it will give. If you want to learn something more about it, you can select this option as tell me more, and it will navigate to that particular place. Below that, if you see, there are different discussion forums, there are different help pages. If you want to jump at any place, you can select any option from this place. If you want to see the the videos about the products, you can select this option as product movies, support, or you have any if you have found a defect inside the UFT tool, the UFT tool is not working fine, you can take the help of this UFT support or UFT knowledge page. Anything you can work on this, please. Now let's see if I want to create a new test. Obviously, if you want to test the sample application, any application, you have to first create a blank empty test. So how do I create it? There are various methods. So I can simply click on this new link which is given here, or I can click on this new on the toolbar, or I can click on this file menu bar. I can click on this new option. So I'll just click on this new and I'll click on this test option. So when I click on this place, I'll get a dialog box. Which test do you want to create? A GUI test, graphical user interface, an API test, application programming interface, or you want to create a business, you can say as business process test or business process flow, any one of them. So I'll select as I want to create a GUI test, graphical user interface. In this video series, I'll be taking example of GUI test only. So by default, the name of the first test would be as GUI test 1. If you want, you can rename it. You can give the name of this test as my flight sample application, facebook.com, any name you can give it. By default, we'll keep it as GUI test 1. Which is the location where it will be saved. This files will be saved at this particular location. If you see, that's a location name. What do you want to give the name of this solution? Do you have some specific name for the solution? I'll give as solution underscore demo 1. I hope I've written the correct spelling. Yeah, solution underscore demo 1. And the solution location also is given at the bottom. If you see, that's a location which is given. And simply you have to click on this create button here. So when you click on create button, observe the number of menu bars will change. Right now 7 menu bars are given. That is file, view, resources, ALM, tools, window, help. After I create a new test, observe the number of menu bars will increase. Alright, so here you go. So if you see the number of menu bars, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 menu bars. Earlier there were 7 menu bars. Now I have total 11 menu bars which are given here. Now we were earlier on the start page. After creating a new test, either by any method, you will be getting a GUI test 1. That was the name of the test. Inside GUI test 1, we have separate folders, or you can say separate folders for time being. In that folder right now by default is named as action 1. Action 1 is the name of the test, or you can say actions, which will consist of many things. Right now, just keep it simple. Consider it as a folder collection of different things. So if I double click on action 1, if you see, I've navigated to another tab, that is action 1 tab itself. So start page, create a new test, you'll be jumping to GUI test tab 1. If you change the name will be different here. Inside GUI test, you can have multiple actions. Right now, since it is completely blank, by default, you'll be getting as action 1. And this is the action 1. Again, it is totally blank, totally empty. This action 1 will consist of different scripts, different steps it will be considered. Right now, it is nothing there, so it is empty. On the left hand side, if you observe, I have created a solution, that is solution underscore demo 1. Inside one solution, you will be having this GUI test. Inside GUI test, you will be having this action 1. Inside action 1, I'll be having local object repository. It is difficult to remember at the beginning, but remember, Solution Explorer will give you the hierarchy of all the options, hierarchy of all the files, the relation between the actions and the objects, etc. So right now you can see as hierarchy wise. And if you see, this is the action which is totally empty. Right now there's nothing given here. Below that, if you see, there's a data tab, or you can say as data window which is given. Data will consist of your data. Obviously, if you want to test anything, you should have some data. If you want to test login page, you should have different type of data. Where will be the data stored? The data will be stored in the data tab, or you can say as data window inside my HP UFT itself. So on the right hand side, if you see, there's a properties which is hidden, very small, it is hidden. So if I click on this place, I'll get a properties dialog box. It's a floating dialog box. This properties dialog box will help you to give the properties related to your actions, your objects, your file, your solution, anything. So right now we'll not go in detail, but if you observe here, that's action settings related. Action name is given because my cursor is selected on the action 1. So therefore the properties related to actions are given here. So we'll not go in detail right now because we have a separate video created for this one. So again, I'll just revise on this place. I have total 11 menu bars when I'm creating a test. When I'm on the startup page, I'll be getting only 7 menu bars. Below the menu bars, I have these are nothing but a toolbox. That is a toolbar where I have different options, a shortcut for me to easily understand, easily find out to the options. Below that, I have the solution explorer, will give me the hierarchy of all the things which are present in my test, the actions, the objects, then I have the files, the solution, everything. On the right hand side, I have this starter page. Inside starter page, I have this GUI test. I have the action one, which will have the scripts, which will have different steps which are created. Below that, I have a data tab where I'll be having different types of data to test the application. So I hope you're able to understand the user interface of this HP UFT. In the next video, we'll see how to record the first sample application, first test for this HP UFT. I hope you have understood. That's all for this video.